Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys my indoor grow room. So many people have asked to see what my setup look like and what I have growing. Today I was going to do some updates on my propagated plant to show you what it looks like. While I'm at it, I thought I would show you my indoor grow room and also answer two questions that have been asked so frequently on my channel. And the questions are, one, how do you pollinate your plants indoor? And question number two is, how do I keep the plants from dropping flowers? So I thought that would be a great opportunity to cover these subjects while I'm in the process of showing you what I have going on. First, let's go around and show you what I have going here in my grow room. So my tent is a 4x2x5, so that's 5 feet high, 2 feet deep, and 4 feet wide. And what I'm using is my EnviroGrow T5 4x6, which is 4 feet by 6 tubes. That's what it is there. I have pictures of my setup on G+ community, so if you want to see what it looked like, I'll put the link in the description below. So that's pretty much my grow area, and here's what I have going on. Quite a few things. It's pretty full right now. I'm running out of space. Every year I just couldn't help myself, and I start too many plants and then I run out of space. So let's move on to showing you what I have, the propagated plant that I was going to show you guys. It's fruiting everywhere. I mean, the fruits are so beautiful, and one of it is starting to ripen. There's tons of flowers. Okay, so I'm gonna make this really quick, so let's jump into it. How do I pollinate my plants indoor? There are multiple ways you can do it, and the first method that I like to use sometimes is to use a Q-tip, and you go to your flowers that are open, just like this, like that. Shake it around, go to the next one, just shake it around like that, and then go to the next one and do that. So that's one way, and if you have as many flowers as I have here, that task could take some time to do. And another way you can do that is you can use an electric toothbrush. You can buy a cheap one for a few dollars and just go to the flowers and then vibrate it like that. And that would also help the pollen drop. Pepper plants are self-pollinator. All it needs is to have a way to assist the pollen to drop. And if you grow outdoors, you have bees and wind to help with that. But when you grow indoor, it's kind of difficult unless you can put a fan as well, and that would work. And I don't have a fan, as you can see. That's why my front door of the tent is wide open. And if you're like me and you don't want to invest in anything and you want to do it the lazy way, here's how I pollinate my flower. I take my entire plant and I shake it. That's basically how I do it every morning. So just shake it like that, or you can just tap the branches like this. See it? And that's how I cause pollen to drop, and that's how I pollinate my plants most of the time. On to number two. Why are the buds dropping, and what can I do to prevent it? This question is a little bit difficult to answer because there are many reasons why, but I'll list some of the reasons, and then I will also put these in the description so that you will know, because if you grow hydroponically, it's going to be different than growing in soil. So I'll cover both. If you're growing hydroponically and your plants are dropping bud, there are multiple reasons why it does that. Number one is you may have pests like mites or aphids or stuff like that. So check your plants everywhere, check above, check underneath, make sure there's no sign of bugs anywhere. Your leaves should be nice and green and clean without any spots. If you have yellow spots all over the leaf somewhere, or if it looks sick like this, then check under the leaves, check all over the plants, make sure there's nothing crawling. Sometimes the bugs are very small that you cannot see them. And they could be spider mites, they could be russet mites, all kinds of stuff. So check everywhere on your plant. That's number one. And number two is what we did earlier is pour pollination. So to help with the pollination, just assist the flower to drop pollen, and that would also help the bud from dropping. And number 3 is a temperature. Temperature is very important. So it's always good to keep your grow area at a constant temperature from 75 degrees to 80. If it's too hot, the plant will drop buds as well. If it's too cold, it will also drop buds. So constant temperature all the time is ideal. Next is lack of nutrients. For example, during bloom stage and budding and fruiting stage, the plant consumes a higher amount of calcium. So if you don't feed the plant calcium, then sometimes the buds will drop, or magnesium. Those are 2 very important ingredients that you need during fruiting stage. So make sure to feed it calcium and magnesium, and don't overdo it, because the plants need it. Just feed it what it needs. Don't overdo it, because sometimes people think that giving it more will help the plants do better, which isn't true. The next reason for buds dropping is too much nitrogen during the bloom stage, because nitrogen assists growth. So during bloom, you don't want the plant to grow, because the plant can only focus on one thing at a time. It can't focus on growth and bloom, so it'll drop the buds in order to grow. And so if you want the plant to keep the buds, then you want to reduce the amount of nitrogen and then boost the amount of bloom. So in hydroponic, you can use the General Hydroponic Flora series, because those are 3 separate parts and you can mix them differently. And when you mix them differently, you can adjust more bloom, less nitrogen, and so on. Okay, so those are some of the simple things that you can do for hydroponic. And for soil, same thing. You want to check for pests, you want to check for lack of nutrients, you want to check for if your plants, the temperature is constant. If it's in the heat, like above 90 degrees all day long, then that would be a problem for your plant as well. So, and then another way is to check your soil. If your soil is too wet all the time, the plant would not do well, and it would drop buds and the leaves would turn yellow. So a little bit different, but most of the things are the same. And then another one of the last reason that your bud may drop is because of actually not a really big problem, but actually a good problem, is that your plant cannot sustain the amount of fruits or bloom that your plants are putting out. For example, I have this plant here, it's producing like crazy. I mean, there are fruits everywhere, but it keeps putting more and more flowers out. And the plant cannot hold that amount of fruits or bud, so it just drops it. And every day I'll have like 10 to 12 buds drop off of these plants right here. And as you can see, they're just everywhere. I mean, tons and tons of buds. So they will drop if there's too much. And let me show off some of the fruits to you. Check that out. See that? There's a lot more around the other side, but I just can't get through to show you. And here's my Thai chili, which is looking very nice, starting to ripen up. That's pretty much all there is to this video. I hope some of this information is helpful. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe, comment.